Hey, it's me, Topank, and today we are going to be rating every amp in the Outlast Trials, or ranking them, or I don't know what word to use, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a really big fan of the Outlast Trials, for those of you who don't know, which would be most of you. We should go ahead and change that. But I have just about 1,200 hours on this game, and I really love it, and I've used every amp at least once, obviously, so I just wanted to give my opinion on it, I wanted to rank them, I wanted to do all that sort of stuff, and yeah, we're going to be talking about these amps in the order that you unlock them as well. So let's just go ahead and start off with Slippers. Slippers is a tool amp that allows you to walk on glass and crouch on glass without it making any noise at all. You can't sprint on it. You used to be able to do that, but that was a long time ago, and they've since changed that. But now I gotta be honest with you, this amp is kind of mid just because I think it's actually below average because of its utility. Use of whatever the word is, but it's just like fine in general. I feel like the only thing it does is negate the usage of one of the different types of sound traps, but it's also under a technicality because you can still actually trigger it by sprinting, which I feel like would be the time when you need it. So, and also just as you play more, it becomes easier to just avoid sound traps in general. So I would honestly have to say that this is probably like a C. Or below that. And yeah, I really wish that I liked Slippers a bit more, but I just don't think that it's that viable anymore. But next up, we got Cacophony. Cacophony is an amp that strengthens the noise, that it makes it louder whenever you throw bottles or bricks, which basically turn bricks into bottles, but obviously you can reuse them because they're bricks. And I really, really like this, but I feel like this one's just about average, I feel like. This can also backfire because obviously it makes screamers very upset, and there's just a bunch of different ways that stuff can go wrong, but there's a bunch of different ways that you can use it to its advantage. So I think this is probably like a B. That's what I would say. Noise reduction. Noise reduction is an amp that, I mean, this is widely regarded as being probably the best amp in the game. It is very strong. I personally don't think it's the best amp in the game, but I cannot deny that it is very strong. It is an amp that, like its name implies, it reduces the sound of your sprinting to just 1 bar, when usually it's 2. It also reduces the sound of you opening doors as well, as if it also needed that. And yeah, noise reduction is very good. I mean, it's very good. It's undeniably good. I do think that it is a bit overhyped, but it is extremely strong. I'm gonna probably have to give this an A or an S. It probably has to go an S, I'm gonna be real with you. Okay, maybe the hype is fine. Caved that fast. Okay, it's fine. Full under no pressure. Is this too bright, you think? Kinda does look like a green god is standing behind me. How's that look? Okay, we'll just keep it off for now. Moving on to the first 3 skill amps, though, we have Hide and Breathe. The first 3 skill amps are all Hide and Blank. Hide and Breathe makes it to where whenever you hide in a hiding spot, it gives you an adrenaline boost for a little bit, which is fine, but the issue with it is that the adrenaline boost kicks in when you enter the locker, not when you exit the locker. So it wastes time of the adrenaline boost by you getting in it and having to do the animation of getting out again. But also, the bigger part of why this is not good is because the entire reason why you would get into a hiding spot, which is to hide from an enemy, it basically counters this amp in general. But if you jump into a hiding spot and then there's an enemy that comes by and you can't get out, you've then wasted this entire amp, and then it has to go on a cooldown. So yeah, I can't really say that Hide and Breathe is that good. I'm probably gonna have to give it a C. Or a D. Let's give it a C- like we did the other one. But next up is an amp or these next 2 really are ones that I feel like I see more people using, which is Hide and Heal. Hide and Heal is an amp that whenever you get into a hiding spot, it heals you for a bar, and then it starts your health regeneration immediately. So if you get attacked by, perfect example, an imposter, which hits you for a bar and a half, you basically instantly regain the health that you lost. It's very strong against that, although I would say that for Invasion, there's a different skill amp coming up later that is probably better. There's 2, actually. I'm gonna have to give this, like, a B, I think. Also, the other weird thing with Hide and Heal is that it has a cooldown of 10 seconds, so whenever you use it, you have to wait in order to use it again. But it also has this weird trigger where you can't... I don't know exactly, but you can't use it unless you take damage again. There's so many times where I've tried to use it and it just doesn't pop off, it doesn't happen. And it's very weird. but overall I would still say that it earns its place. But coming up next, we got Hide and Restore. Hide and Restore is actually very good, I feel like. It's very simple as well. All it does is that whenever you are in a hiding spot, your cooldown for your rig is sped up like twice as much. So I actually think that that's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. And I mean, it's like decent. It's not crazy. It's not broken. It's not garbage. There are some garbage ones, especially in the skill amp section. So there's some garbage ones. This is not one of them. I would say that this is like a solid. I would say it's an A. I'm gonna give it an A. You know what? I'm gonna give it an A. What did I put that above? Hold on, let me think about that. No. I'm keeping that. It's an A. It's an A in my book. My book. All right, now moving on to the first three in the medicine amp section, we're going to talk about Revitalized first. Revitalized used to just make syringes give you 2 uses, but it actually has a use in solo now where revive pills are, they give you 2 revives. I do think that this amp is very good. It is very good in invasion. I mean, not when you're solo, obviously, but it's pretty good all around. It's fine. I would say that it's worthy of a B. In any normal trial, you shouldn't be dying so much that you need Revitalized, but whenever you actually do need it, it comes in clutch pretty well. And I would say that it's pretty good for new people as well. It fits being the first medicine amp that you get. All right, and then coming up next, we got Antitoxin. Antitoxin is such an interesting amp in this game because it is really good at what it does, I would say, but the concept of it is just not that useful because it makes you regain your sanity over time. But the issue is that you just won't be losing sanity that much once you have experience in this game. Really, once you get to a certain point, you should rarely be losing stamina unless you get caught by like the pusher or something. But when that happens, just use an antidote. They're like everywhere, and you probably should only be using like 3, per trial. So I don't know, man. I think that it's fine. Again, I do think this is good for the newer people. A lot of the medicine amps kind of feel like they are like a second chance in some sort of way. And you don't really need that once you get a lot of experience. So, this one is fine. I would say that this is probably worth a C, if I'm being real with you. This is probably worth a C. All right, and then the next one we got coming up, we got our first, horrid amp. Gotta be real with you. The first one that sickens me and makes me want to spit in its face. We have Surplus. Surplus is an amp that whenever you start the game, you start it with a random item. Could be a large medicine, a small medicine, an antidote, a brick, or a bottle. But you could, if you've never seen this before, you probably know why this is horrible. Why would, you can just find 1 in the trial. It starts you with 1. That doesn't change anything. There's so many other amps, especially in this category, that are so much better or it's just not a great amp. It's not great. It's not a great look for you if you have it on as well. So I would say that it's D. It's D. That's what it is. Is D the lowest? And I guess there's F. Nothing is F. No, this is F. It's getting an F tier. Battery charger is an amp that I used to use actually a lot. Basically, it refills your battery passively when you're not using it on your night vision. Generally, with my experience with battery charger, if you have this on, as long as you don't waste your night vision at all times, you basically never have to use batteries throughout the entire trial. The issue is that there are far better tool amps than this. I would say that this is probably worth a C, maybe a B, but I mean, okay, I'll give it a B, but it's just there are better ones than this, and we'll go over them. I think noise reduction is obviously better than this. Yeah, it's fine. You never have to use batteries, but it's just not the greatest. Next up, we got Lockbreaker directly in the center of tool amps. Lockbreaker is also widely regarded as a extremely good amp, and it is. I mean, it's an amp that allows you to throw bricks at locks in order to break them. Could be a lock on a door, could be a lock on a container, and instantly you can go right through it. And that is just very good. If you're getting chased, you can just go through a locked door. You can get medicine and recharge your rig instantly if you use it on a container, like I said. It's very good. It's very good. And it's basically a better version of a different tool amp that we will go over later. I'm sure most people probably know what I'm talking about. But Lockbreaker is very, very good. I like it very, very much. I think it's deserving of an S tier. And then our 11th rig on this list, actually 12th. I'm so sorry. I'm so good at math. Wait, did I say rig? Oh man, I'm just getting everything wrong. 11th rig. Yep, Recycle, the 11th rig. No, but we're talking about Recycle. Recycle is an amp that turns medicine bottles into throwable bottles after you use them, which is actually a really cool concept, and I also like how they kept the model of the medicine bottle, but they just turned it into a throwable. It's very, very cool. The issue with it is that it's just not that good, and also you have to get damaged and use a thing in order to actually make it work. That's what I feel like most people's biggest criticism of this is that you have to get damaged in order to use it. And yeah, I mean, that is pretty bad. It would be better. I know Bibzuda gave the suggestion of you just being able to pour it out and not use it, and instead just use it as a bottle, which I do think would be pretty cool. I don't know, maybe they can make it to where your quick throw button also just works on medicine bottles. So even if you don't drink them, or you don't drink them and then turn them into a bottle, or maybe you can as well as do that, but they make it to where even while it's full, you can just throw it. That'd be pretty cool. And then moving on to our second set of skill amps, we're starting off with Quick Escape, which I do think is pretty bad. Basically, it gives you a speed boost whenever you are hit or damaged or whatever. And I don't think it's that good. It basically gives you the effect that you get from imposters whenever you're hit by them, except I don't think it gives you your stamina back, Quick Escape, but maybe it does. But I don't think it's that good. There's other skill amps. I mean, the fact that this is in the skill amp section is pretty sad. I think we're giving Quick Escape a D, probably. We're gonna give it a D. It's not quite F. It's not quite on, wait, what did I give that? I totally forgot already. It's not quite on surplus tier. Not quite there. Invisible basically makes it to where when you get into a hiding spot, you just, like, enemies will not passively grab you out of it. They'll not just check your locker or check whatever hiding spot you're in. But you can also peek out of whatever hiding spot you're in without being seen, when normally peeking can actually get you caught. It's very good, and it even works in Invasion. In Invasion, if you use it, imposters can't see when you're peeking. They can still grab you out of hiding spots, but they can't see you when you're peeking. So, yeah, I think Invisible is actually pretty good. There is, like, a slight issue with it. Sometimes it doesn't quite pop off, but I think that's pretty good. I think we're gonna give it like a B. It's fine. It's decent. I used to use it a lot, but then I realized, yeah, there's times where it just doesn't pop off and it feels really unsatisfying, and it's like, why did I even bring this? It's not working. Okay, I'm kind of convincing myself to bring it down to a C. We're gonna keep it at B though, because I know some of the stuff I'm putting in C, and it's not quite as bad as that. All right, next up we got Door Trap Breaker, another absolute offense to this game. This is probably the most abysmal amp in this game. Like, it's actually really, really sad. Door Trap Breaker makes it to where whenever you open a door that has a trap on it, it just instantly shatters the trap so you don't get hit by it, which sounds cool, but the issue is that you can already do that if you just crouch under it. And the trap just goes right above your head, and it has the exact same effect. I mean, sure, with Door Trap Breaker, you can save time by just running directly into the door instead of having to crouch and then open it. So it saves you momentum, I guess, for being chased, but there's better skill amps for that. There's just better amps. It's not that great. And the other thing is that it wastes the battery that's in the trap even. I feel like it would be better if it just gave you the battery when you use it or something, but when you open it, it destroys the trap, destroys the battery, I mean, it's just like so, it's like there's, it's not very good. I mean, I feel like I've made my case here. It's just not a very good amp in any way. Yeah, I mean, it's getting an F. I don't know why I paused. It's that bad. But let's go back to the medicine amps for the next set of three, the second set of three, and we're starting off with Last Chance. Last Chance, I feel like a lot of people really, really, really like. Especially in PvE. I play a lot more Invasion, so I don't really get to see Last Chance a lot because it's not usable in PvP, but it saves you at your last, like, 1 HP, so you can survive another hit. It doesn't work on the Skinner Man, because obviously the Skinner Man just, like, keeps assaulting you, so it doesn't work on him, but it'll save you if you get hit by, like, this big attack. It won't drop you down beneath 1 HP. But obviously it has a very long cooldown. It's pretty good. I would have to probably give it an A. I do think that there is another medicine amp that does this a little bit better and is usable in more situations, but it's very good, and it's deserving of an A. It's very good. Next up, we got Incognito. Incognito is an amp that just enhances your crouching speed. It makes your crouching speed just as fast as your walking speed, which is pretty good, but the issue is that, like, why would you do that when you can already, like, bunny hop in this game? And then, especially if you're on keyboard, you can do the, like, super bunny hop. That's just way better than having Incognito in general, but it's decent. It's pretty interesting. I would say that's probably worth like a B, just or maybe even a C. I mean, I think they need to make it to where the crouching speed is faster than your walking speed, in order for this to actually be viable. But I know there are people who stand by this, but in my opinion, I think I might just have to give it a C. I'm not gonna lie, it's not too great. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a C. Sorry to all the Incognito truthers, but I'm not one of them, so it's getting a C. All right, and here we have like coming up, we have a barrage of nightmares. But yeah, the 18th amp we're coming up on medicine is Good Job. I want to like Good Job, but there's problems with it. Good Job, for the people who don't know, is an amp that heals you for 1 bar whenever you complete an objective. You don't have to fully complete it, but you do have to do some of it. There are some different like things that will make it pop off. It's very specific to the trial and the secondary objective you have, because it also works on the secondary objective, but generally it's fine. I feel like the big thing that's weighing it down is that it has a cooldown. Why does it have a cooldown? There's limited times that you can actually use it in a trial. It's so weird. And the bigger issue, I feel like, is that it pops off even while you're at full health. So if you complete an objective while at full health, then it pops off, it heals you for nothing, you get no use out of it, and then the cooldown happens. I do think that is a problem with Good Job, and I would like it if they would change that to make this viable in some way. But even if that was the case, I think it would be at, like, probably, like, or if they just remove the cooldown in general, I think this would probably be at, like, an A. But as it stands right now, I had to give it, like, a C. It's really not good. Okay, you know what? We might change Incognito just because... No, Incognito is not on, like, invisible tier or anything like that. Okay, we're gonna keep them both at C. Nah, I think Good Job has to go in D, actually, dude. It's pretty bad. Yeah, we're gonna have to put it in D. It's getting... We're bringing Good Job to the gallows, but not the Guillotine. The Guillotine is for our next amp. The Guillotine is for Keymaster. Keymaster is an amp that allows you to use lockpicks twice, so you can use them on 2 different locks. It's the same one. It takes up 1 inventory space, and that's pretty nice. It also makes it to where you only need to do 1 of the 3 QuickTime events in order to unlock things, which is pretty good, but this is the amp I was talking about that it's like Lockbreaker. Is just a better version of it. All you need to do is throw a brick at whatever you're trying to unlock, and it unlocks it instantly without you having to do anything, and you're probably going to be carrying bricks anyways. So... I don't know, man. I think this is probably an F. This is where we're sending Keymaster is straight to the Guillotine. Straight to the Brazen Bowl is where we're sending Keymaster. All right, and the next tool amp we got is Backpack. I do actually really like Backpack. I know that it's a little excessive to have 5 inventory spaces. There's not really a lot of scenarios that you would need it, but there are some trials that are heavy on your inventory, and it's nice to have multiple, just 1 more inventory space. My voice is not okay right now. But I do think that Backpack is really good, especially when you're using a rig like X-Ray, where you can just see more items and everything. But yeah, Backpack is very good. Probably give it an A. Nice solid A. It's good at what it does, and it's just there. There's no convolutedness to it. It just gives you another inventory space. It's good. All right, and the last amp in the tool section is Short Circuit. Short Circuit is the main amp that I use in the tool section. When you use a battery, it refills a certain % of your rig. Large batteries refill more of it. Battery boosters are basically a rig recharger. When you have this, and I mean, I just really like it. I think it's really good. I don't use it for Barricade or X-Ray. I would rather use Backpack for that, but it's very good. I use it in Invasion. I use it everywhere. I'm a Short Circuit truther, okay? Short Circuit is very good, and I would have to say that it's one of the best tool amps in general. I'd have to probably give it an S, right, as well. Maybe I would give it an A, honestly. Like, it's the main one I use, but I'd probably have to give it an A just for its versatility. It's not up there. The versatility's not up there. I'd have to give it an A. Nah, I have to give it an S. I have too much respect for it. I'm gonna give it an S. All right, and our last 3 skill amps. These are the ones that I'm sure people have been waiting for. We have Smash. Smash is, I mean, it's crazy that it has stayed like this for so long. But, I mean, hey, whatever. Smash allows you to break boards and locked doors in just 1 hit instead of 3 or 2 if you have the prescription. But I feel like the bigger thing is even if you don't have the prescription, you still break it in 1 hit. I feel like it would be better if it was like, if the description was changed and the amp was changed to where it just makes it 1 less of whatever you have. So then if you have both the prescription of Doors Basher and Smash, then it would make it 1 hit. But you actually need both of them. But the other bonus of Smash is that it allows you to smash co-op doors by yourself, which is crazy. So, yeah, I mean, there really is no debating this. It has to go in S tier, right? It's, like, perfect for speed. It's perfect for getting out of situations. Strongarm, very simple. It strengthens the stun time of when you hit an enemy with a brick or a bottle. But the caveat with it is that it breaks bricks instantly. They don't get multiple uses. They just get 1 use and it's 1 big stun. Strongarm famously used to be absolutely broken insane, and they nerfed it so much that it's Cotsworth said it best. He said it's fallen from grace. I kind of agree with that. It's definitely not as strong as it used to be. I think they might have nerfed it a little too hard, if I'm being honest. But it's very good. It's very good, and I think it deserves probably like a B tier. It's fine. I mean, there's not really much to it. It's just it's fine. It stuns for longer, and that's all it does. Yeah, Evasive Maneuver is the amp that I mainly use, and Invasion and whatever. I mainly use Evasive Maneuver now. Evasive Maneuver is an amp that allows you to break out by yourself from any sort of grab or anything that a teammate could come over and kick an enemy off of you to interrupt, right? So when the pusher grabs you, when a pouncer grabs you, when, I mean, anything that a teammate could kick an enemy off of you for, you can break out by yourself. Obviously, an amp like this has a cooldown, but it's still very, very good. I think it's deserving of S tier immediately. There's this, but I want to bring this up. There's this really stupid argument that people have where it's like, oh, just don't get grabbed. Just don't, I mean, it's very simple. Just don't run into pouncers, don't get grabbed by pushers, and don't get grabbed by enemies. Dude, okay, I get that, I have a ton of experience in this game, and I've said other things like, oh, it's really easy to avoid noise traps, and I could obviously say the same thing of just like, don't lose sanity, don't touch noise traps. I could easily just say that, but obviously you're gonna mess up sometimes. But with Evasive Maneuver, you can use this amp to your advantage. You could purposely get into a locker right when a big grunt is about to grab you, and then it wastes their time to grab you and stuff like that, and then you still break out and take no damage because that's how the big grunts work. And yes, even though you can't Evasive Maneuver out of a imposter stab, it's still very useful in Invasion because you can really fast, with no resources wasted, get pouncers off of you and pushers off of you without suffering any damage or sanity loss. So I think that it's just very good. I want to defend my boy here. Evasive Maneuver is an S tier, sorry. And our last 3 amps are coming up in the medicine category. We've got Boosted. Boosted is a medicine amp that allows you to start the trial with one of the 3 boosters, whether that be a stamina booster, health booster, or battery booster. If you pair this up with Short Circuit, like I mentioned earlier, it basically just gives you a free rig recharger at the very beginning of the game. And it's very good. It's a very good amp. This is also well known to be an S tier amp, really. And it's S tier. That's what I'm giving it. It's very, very good across the board, whether you get health, stamina, and like I said, I like to use Short Circuit. It pairs really well with that. It's deserving of its spot. It's great, what can I say? Then we also have Self-Revive. Self-Revive basically gives you the Jammer Pacemaker, but only for yourself. And I mean, that's basically what it does. I think this is I think this is a better version of Last Chance, because even though it only works once per trial, like you shouldn't really be dying that much in a trial. Again, okay, I'm kind of adopting the argument of like, just don't die. Like, I get that I am kind of saying that, but this is really useful in like, and I haven't been factoring in escalation in any of my rankings before, but just to throw it out there, this is really good in escalation because you can use it once per escalation trial, and it's very good there. I think this is generally just better for, like, you really shouldn't be dying that much, but also, obviously, the bigger thing with Self-Revive is that when you die and then come back, you basically get like a fresh start, where with Last Chance, when it pops off, sure, you can use it multiple times, but you're still in the chase, and you still have to escape it, and you could still die. I'm just saying, I think this is very good. I can't remember where I put Last Chance. I think I put it in A. This might have to tie it with A. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put Last Chance in A. So there it is. All right, and the last amp is Bandage Expert. Bandage Expert is very, very good. It allows you to use bandages twice, and also bandages are applied faster. For those of you that don't know, you have to hold the thing and actually wrap your arm, and it takes a little bit of time. Bandage Expert makes that last like 2 seconds instead of whatever it normally is. And you can use bandages twice, so it's very good. If you have a health booster and you have 5 bars of HP, if you're at 1 bar, it can bring you all the way back up to full. If you have a bandage and you have the time to use it, it can literally be a full medicine. It can be like a full heal from nothing. Well, I mean, if you're at nothing, you're dead, but you get my point. I think Bandage Expert is very, very good. I'm willing to put it in A. I think it's deserving of S because this is the medicine amp I actually mainly use. You know what? I do think it's up there with Boosted. I'm gonna put it in S. And that's it. I think we have 6 Hall of Famers because I think I put 2 S tiers in each category, which was not on purpose, but yeah. Noise Reduction and Short Circuit, Smash and Evasive Maneuver, Boosted, and Bandage Expert. Yeah, I mean, those are my S tiers. I don't know what yours are. I've noticed that this entire video I've been taking this off and putting it back on the desk over and over again, but whatever. Hopefully you weren't paying too much attention to that, and hopefully it wasn't distracting at all. But you guys are awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed my list. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. You should subscribe. We play a lot of Outlast on this channel, play a lot of Outlast trials, and see you guys. Bye-bye.